So just weeks after AH's ex-girlfriend and people in her friend circle were reported as ghosting her, telling her, no, you can't have a place to live, you can't have money from us, the ex-girlfriend has a very public breakdown. You have Margot Robbie going over to her home, trying to comfort her in the aftermath. It makes you wonder what exactly is going on, and is this stuff somehow connected? I mean, there are some crazy rumors that are saying yes, indeed, it is. Now, you and we are going to talk about all of this today, too. We're going to talk about that initial incident at the airport with Cara D. We're going to talk about Margot Robbie's involvement, how she ties into all of this stuff, too, and more. Cara D needs help, too. I hope that she gets it. Professional help. It's sad to watch. Sad, and it happens a lot, especially with people that are tied to All right, so hey there to all you fine folks on this fine day, by the way. I hope you are doing excellently. In the background, you can see footage of AH's ex, that would be one Cara D, having a very public breakdown at an airport. Now, I'll talk about that in just a second, too. But before we do that, and we talk about Margot Robbie's involvement, I want to talk about the two of them being mentioned by the media just a few short weeks ago, and how, well, maybe this ties in, maybe it doesn't tie in at all, but it seems so interesting because, coincidence? You tell me. So you see this headline right here. She was reportedly calling Kristen Stewart. Kristen Stewart, of course, is not mentioned in any of this, so a name we'll just set aside. Margot Robbie and Cara D to help her with a place to stay, but they all reportedly ghosted her. And then this asks, hey, is Hollywood boycotting the Aquaman star? Now, this article, it talks about how she's broke and feeling broken. She feels helpless. She owes millions of dollars after the court case. She's had to sell her home. So what is she going to do? She's going to reach out to her quote-unquote old party pals. And that's an important thing right here. It ties into what we're seeing. But again, this just comes out a few weeks before we see this very public breakdown. But they note, quote, a source close to the development, they're talking about the development of selling the home. That's when this article comes up. Details, has reached out to her old party pals like Kristen Stewart, Cara D, and Margot Robbie, hoping they'll help her with a place to stay. There are also reports saying that she was reaching out to them for money too. So she wanted help as far as finances, plus she wants to stay with these people. I think that's very important too, and we'll talk about why in just a second. She's getting snubbed. Now, just weeks after AH's ex-girlfriend is brought up, along with Margot Robbie, we see all of this stuff starts playing out. And remember, this isn't the only thing that mentioned the out-of-control partying and the old party pals. We also had House and Habit, aka Jessica Reed Krause, go on record doing a huge expose. She talked to sources. She talked to them about that behavior. She also talked about how her getting involved in lives. Like I said, I thought about all of that when I saw this. But you see, Cara D, people are worrying about her. Why? Well, she's at the airport. She's barefoot. She's disoriented. You can tell that there is indeed something wrong. Now, right from go, I think people could tell that there was something majorly wrong with AH's ex here, to the point I think that this might be what causes them to pay attention. That's why we actually have film of this, because people are seeing something that they think might become spectacle. Why? Well, initially, instead of putting her best foot forward, as it were, this is somebody who trades on image too. She plops her feet squarely out the window. And we're not talking about a paparazzi problem, where this is going to be framed negatively. This isn't you and I doing something. This is a Hollywood type. a supermodel type, and they make headlines for this. Quote, initial pictures show her feet hanging out of a window as her driver made his way through traffic, and she was then 2 hours late for a flight on Jay-Z. I want to say that very clearly. Jay-Z's private plane. Now, she has her dog with her. She takes it through the plane. They get there. And when they land, she's on her phone. You can see her drop this thing and again and again. I wonder if she was actually talking to somebody or if that's part of the problem too. But she's acting jittery. She's shoeless. She seems confused. She's dropping her phone. Yeah, that gets a lot of attention. So in the aftermath of the airplane incident, you have the media. They start to scrutinize everything that's transpiring with Cara D, and they see Margot Robbie. First, she enters the home. She exits. She looks like she's very upset in the aftermath. Really, when what we're hearing about what went on before the airplane incident, what happened with it. I mean, again, we have video of that, and everything that's broken down in between, I can't blame her. I mean, I think this stuff, it backs up what people like House and Habit have been reporting about out of control behaviors, about the indulgence, about the partying and more. I think you're seeing the after effects of that. And it's sad because, lives, they will break down. They'll ruin if she doesn't get help. But actress Margot Robbie was seen leaving her close friend Cara D's Los Angeles home on Monday. Hours later, the Oscar-nominated star was seen clearly distressed as she left her home bound for LAX. Now, the behavior before the airport incident with Cara D, they say days before that, she was seen sitting alone. She's in a parked car. She ends up smoking a pipe of some type. But also, and I thought that it was really clearly telling about what happened. Sources told the Daily Mail that she spent days partying at Burning Man without eating or drinking. Now, on top of that, she's been shirking all personal responsibility. She didn't show up for NYC launch of her fashion line. So this isn't a job for her. This is her fashion line. She's supposed to be honoring a late designer, so that doesn't happen. There's also the cost associated with it. They put it together at the Chic Restaurant Saga in the Big Apple's financial district. So, I mean, that couldn't have gone much worse unless something would have happened if she showed up. But on top of that, you have the Emmy Awards. She doesn't show up for that. I mean, she blows it off. You have all of her fellow stars. Those people, they're there. Yeah, I mean, like I said, this is a mess. It is a tragic one, too. You have to wonder if that stuff with it does play into it, or, is a broader theme, the stuff that House and Habit played in, it's sad. But anyway, let me know what you think about this. And as always, I appreciate the heck out of you. You make this stuff work. Thank you. I can't say that enough. Check out the links in the description too if you want to help out the channel. There's plenty of them there, but you being here is the biggest help of all. So thank you. Appreciate you. End it here. See you soon.